Okay, welcome back to part 2 of the Stormy Seas scene. Actually, I don't know what I would call this one. I'd probably title it Emerald Green or something, or Emerald Sea. I'm going to stamp out an image that I really love to use. I almost went with this bottle green again. I guess I'm routinely fooled by my pads. It looked real... And I'm stamping this here at night, so, and there's not very much light in this room. But, I like to use this image right here when I can, if there's an opportunity for it, with the lightning stamp. This is called the Leafless Limbs. This one's the Leafless Limbs Large. But you can see the shape on here. I mean, when you see that lightning, the bolt, I mean, this is a really good kind of complement to that, you know, image. It's just, it would be the reverse, you know, or the lightning is the reverse of this. And I always thought those two kind of really accompanied each other very well. I'm going to go for 2. Now, by stamping, I could have just left this ocean, you know, as is, but by doing these trees, what you're doing is you're putting, you know, the viewer of the card on land. You know, like I said, you know, it doesn't have to be that way, but I'm just going to do that because I like these trees. This is the smaller one right here, just so it's not so symmetric. I could stamp this one lower too, but I thought I'd go for a little bit of a, I don't know, scale. You know, introduce some scale variation to the scene. Let's go for it. Okay. Something like that. Now, I don't stamp this over the whole thing. I like to have the viewer's eye be able to get into a scene, you know, even if you have foreground imagery in there. Now, I did this in black, so it would stand out from the background. A little bit more. It kind of puts you right in there. Okay. Alright, here's a little bit of a close-up there of those trees. Kind of nice for composition. You have something on the left and right-hand side, and it kind of leads the viewer's eye kind of right into the scene and up, you know, to the lightning strike. Okay. Let's see. Let's go for some details. Now, if you have something as bright as, you know, a lightning strike, super bright flash of light, chances are you have a lot of kind of spectacular lighting taking place across the landscape in that brief moment of time. I'm going to go in and let me zoom you in here a little bit so you can kind of get a little bit more of a close-up and see what's happening here. Okay, that lightning is coming from right here, so on the sides of the trees, you know, facing that strike. I mean, these are really thin branches, but, you know, I mean, if you get a little dot on the wrong side of the tree, it's not going to matter. But for the most part, just, you know, as a little detail to reiterate that lighting scheme, you know, just in general, I'm going to stay on that side, on this side of the scene. It happens to be on the left-hand side of the branches. Put a little bit of those highlights there, really capturing some of that lighting. Okay, and let's move to the other side. And of course, on the other side of the scene, the trees that are on that side are going to be illuminated, you know, on the other side of their branches. In some of these areas, I can barely see the branches because they're in such darkness, but a couple little dots there really pulls that branch out of the darkness. And not that you have to, okay? It's just a little extra little detail. Okay, now on the water's surface, you have a lightning striking there. On the imagery itself, there's these little kind of spindrift coming off the top of the waves, and they're light. And I'm going to go in and pull those out a little bit with some additional highlighting details. I think it makes it more dimensional that way. It brings that area to life a little bit. And let me see if I can turn this. Try to work upright here. Sailboat could have a little bit of those highlights on there too. See this little spindrift down here? Why not have a little bit of that mist, moisture kind of rolling off the top of the wave, the crest of the wave as it, or the wave as it crests. Might be kind of interesting if you have a metallic green pen, a gel pen or something like that. Might be interesting to have some additional effects in there. Okay, now this is white pigment ink, and I'm just applying some of it with a cotton swab to kind of make some of these bolts kind of glow. I don't want to do them all, I think that would be too much, but can add some of this in here, maybe around on some of these clouds to kind of illuminate the clouds and to make them a little bit softer. You get kind of that vapor, that moisture being so illuminated, kind of where the lighter area is on the cloud, where it meets the darker area. I'm just putting a little bit of tone right there in those areas. You wouldn't want to put this where, you know, it's too dark out here. It kind of looks funny, right? This is a Color Box Frost White pigment ink. It doesn't dry real fast, so if you get anything that you don't like, you can just rub it right off. Okay. Alright. A little bit more illumination. And, I don't know, you have that, like I said, that spindrift down here, that kind of mist rolling off the top of the wave. Let's make some of that, you know, glow a little bit. Not literally, but visually, just by kind of diffusing some of the imagery a little bit. Now this is where dye-based inks are transparent. What we're doing here is we're taking this white pigment ink and we're making some things, areas a little bit more translucent, okay? Partially see-through. Okay, we're not going for like some real thick, you know, application with it. In fact, it's getting a little bit too thick there. Let me take some of that off. Okay, and go back in. about some little highlights on some of these clouds. I know not the most dynamic demonstration here, but, you know, how exciting can you make, 100 dots look for a instructional video? But hey, I can't seem to live without them. I guess on a few scenes I don't add them in, but I don't know, I always figure I can always use a little bit more lighting in a scene. Okay, and what you get is an overall effect. I think it's really quite effective. There you have it. The emerald green scene of a lightning strike in, I don't know, off the coast of somewhere, or off on an island somewhere. You have the trees to each side, kind of complementing the reverse whiteness of it. Don't stamp out that when you're coloring it in, and it'll remain nice and light and become the light source of the scene. Alright, anyways, thanks for watching as always, and hope you enjoyed the video.